What happens when global superstars become fans themselves? Which world-famous artists openly admire NewJeans, and why does it matter? From chart toppers to industry icons, these names might surprise you. Let's dive into the real connections that prove NewJeans isn't just popular, they're respected at the highest level. Number 5, K-pop royalty recognition. Jungkook? Straight from BTS's Golden Maknae, Jungkook has shown clear, verifiable admiration for NewJeans, and it didn't take long after their debut for that respect to surface. During a live broadcast in 2023, Jungkook was casually interacting with fans when he mentioned NewJeans directly, praising their music and vibe in a way that immediately caught attention. This wasn't a scripted endorsement or promotional overlap, it was spontaneous, which in K-pop culture carries real weight. Jungkook specifically highlighted how catchy their songs are, reflecting a broader industry consensus that NewJeans' sound stands apart from typical fourth-generation releases. Their minimalist production, influenced by early 2000s R&B and UK garage, is something even seasoned artists recognize as a refreshing shift in a saturated market. What makes this acknowledgement more meaningful is Jungkook's position within the industry. As a member of BTS, one of the most globally successful music acts in history, his musical taste is closely followed by millions. When he casually endorses a group, it doesn't just trend, it validates, and this wasn't a one-time mention. Jungkook has been seen vibing to NewJeans tracks like HYBE and Ditto, songs that have achieved significant commercial and streaming success globally, including placements on the Billboard charts and viral traction on platforms like TikTok. That consistency matters. It shows this isn't surface-level hype, it's genuine appreciation. There's also a generational bridge here that's hard to ignore. BTS debuted in 2013, while NewJeans debuted in 2022, nearly a decade apart. For an artist like Jungkook, who has experienced the full arc of K-pop's global expansion, to recognize a rookie group signals that NewJeans isn't just following trends, they're influencing the next phase of the genre. Industry analysts have noted that NewJeans' creative direction, led by ADOR and Minji, emphasizes authenticity, simplicity, and nostalgia, a formula that resonates not just with fans, but with artists who understand how difficult it is to innovate in pop music. Jungkook's acknowledgement also reflects a broader cultural moment where top-tier artists are more open about being fans themselves. In the past, hierarchical norms in K-pop often limited public praise between groups, especially across generations. But moments like this show a shift toward mutual respect and artistic recognition. It's subtle, but powerful. When someone at Jungkook's level says, even casually, that he enjoys your music, it becomes part of your legacy. And for NewJeans, still early in their career, that kind of validation is not just flattering, it's defining. Because when the biggest names are listening, you're no longer just rising, you've arrived. Number 4. R&B icon cosign Pink Pantheress! British singer and producer Pink Pantheress didn't just notice NewJeans, she publicly connected with their music on a stylistic level that critics have also pointed out. Known for her short-form, genre-blending tracks rooted in UK garage, drum and bass, and early 2000s pop, Pink Pantheress operates in a sonic space strikingly similar to what NewJeans introduced to K-pop. In interviews and online interactions throughout 2023, she acknowledged NewJeans as part of a new wave of artists bringing back understated production and melodic subtlety, something that contrasts sharply with the maximalist trends dominating global pop for years. This isn't coincidence, it's convergence. Songs like Attention and Hype Boy lean on stripped-back beats, syncopated rhythms, and airy vocals elements that align closely with the musical DNA Pink Pantheress has built her career on. When she reacted to NewJeans' content and followed their activity, fans and industry watchers took note, not because it was unexpected, but because it confirmed a growing cross-cultural shift in pop music. The connection goes deeper than surface appreciation. Both Pink Pantheress and NewJeans rely heavily on nostalgia-driven sound palettes, sampling or referencing early 2000s textures while presenting them in a modern, digestible format. This approach has proven commercially effective. NewJeans achieved multiple Billboard chart entries within months of debut, while Pink Pantheress broke into the mainstream with viral hits like Boy's a Liar, which charted globally and reached the Billboard Hot 100. These parallel trajectories highlight why her acknowledgement matters. It's peer recognition from someone shaping the same sonic movement on a global scale. There's also the platform factor. Pink Pantheress rose through TikTok and streaming culture, where brevity and replay value are key. NewJeans adopted a similar strategy, with tracks designed to be loopable, visually cohesive, and instantly recognizable. When an artist who understands that ecosystem validates another, it signals authenticity rather than trend chasing. Critics from outlets like NME and Rolling Stone have noted this shared aesthetic, describing it as a revival of soft minimalism and pop, a space both Pink Pantheress and NewJeans occupy with precision. Importantly, her engagement wasn't framed as a collaboration, tease, or marketing move. It was organic likes, mentions, and subtle nods that fans picked up on. In an industry where cross-artist interactions are often strategic, that kind of low-key support stands out. It suggests genuine listening, not obligation. And because Pink Pantheress is often credited with reintroducing UK garage textures to Gen Z audiences, her recognition of NewJeans reinforces the idea that their sound isn't isolated within K-pop, it's part of a broader global musical evolution. When artists who are actively shaping a genre acknowledge each other, it creates a feedback loop that pushes the sound further. For NewJeans, this isn't just validation, it's alignment with a movement redefining modern pop. And if you're part of that wave, you're not just trending, you're setting the tone. Number 3, global pop power stamp. Olivia Rodrigo. When Olivia Rodrigo crossed paths with NewJeans at major international events in 2023, it wasn't just a photo moment, it was a visible intersection of two dominant forces in Gen Z pop. Backstage at Lollapalooza Chicago, Olivia was seen interacting warmly with the group, and the footage quickly circulated online, not because it was staged, but because it felt natural. These weren't distant industry figures, they were peers acknowledging each other in real time. Olivia Rodrigo, who broke global records with her debut album Soar and continued her chart dominance with Guts, has consistently been positioned as a voice of her generation. Her presence around NewJeans signals more than casual awareness. It reflects how quickly the group entered conversations at the highest level of pop culture. The timing matters. By mid-2023, NewJeans had already secured multiple Billboard entries, including the Hot 100 with tracks like Ditto and Super Shy, while Olivia was headlining major festivals and maintaining strong streaming numbers worldwide. Both acts were shaping the same audience landscape: young, global, digitally native listeners who respond to authenticity and emotional clarity. Their interaction at Lollapalooza wasn't an isolated incident. They were also seen together at other industry gatherings, including Billboard Women in Music, where artists across genres converge. These repeated encounters reinforce that this isn't a one-off crossover, it's an ongoing presence within the same elite circles. What makes Olivia's implicit support significant is her musical positioning. Unlike artists rooted in K-pop or adjacent scenes, she operates squarely within Western mainstream pop and alternative rock influences. For someone from that space to engage with NewJeans highlights the group's cross-market reach. It shows that their appeal isn't confined to K-pop audiences, it resonates with artists who dominate entirely different segments of the industry. Analysts have pointed out that NewJeans' emphasis on melody, restraint, and emotional tone aligns with broader shifts in pop music, including the kind of introspective songwriting Olivia is known for. While their styles differ, Olivia leans into guitar-driven narratives, NewJeans into rhythm-driven minimalism. The overlap lies in sincerity. That shared value is what bridges genres. Importantly, there's no record of Olivia making exaggerated public claims or promotional endorsements about NewJeans, and that's exactly why this counts. In the current media environment, where collaborations and shoutouts are often transactional, simple, repeated, unscripted interactions carry more credibility. Being seen together, engaging naturally, and existing within the same creative ecosystem is a form of recognition that doesn't need amplification. It speaks for itself. For NewJeans, standing alongside someone like Olivia Rodrigo at globally recognized stages confirms their position not just as K-pop leaders, but as participants in the broader narrative of modern pop. And when you're sharing space with the voices defining a generation, you're no longer emerging, you're already part of the story. Number 2, hip-hop legends nod. J. Cole. When J. Cole was spotted attending NewJeans' set at Lollapalooza in 2023, it wasn't rumor or fan theory, it was documented. Footage and photos showed him in the crowd during their performance in Chicago, a moment that quickly circulated because of how unexpected it was. J. Cole isn't known for casually appearing at pop or K-pop sets. He's one of the most respected figures in hip-hop, recognized for chart-topping albums like 2014 Forest Hills Drive and The Off-Season, and for maintaining a reputation built on selective, intentional public appearances. So when he shows up, it means something. Context matters here. Lollapalooza is one of the largest and most diverse music festivals in the world, featuring artists across rock, hip-hop, electronic, and pop. With multiple stages running simultaneously, artists often choose where they go carefully, especially when they're also part of the lineup. J. Cole performing at the same festival and then taking time to attend NewJeans set signals deliberate interest, not coincidence. NewJeans, at that point, were still less than a year into their career, yet they were drawing crowds large enough to attract attention from artists outside their genre. That kind of cross-genre pull is rare, especially for a rookie group performing in a non-K-pop dominated environment. Their set featured songs like HYBE, Attention, and Super Shy, tracks built on minimalistic beats and tight choreography far removed from hip-hop's typical live performance style. And yet, the crowd response was strong, and clearly, it was enough to keep someone like J. Cole watching. There's no record of him giving a formal statement or public endorsement about NewJeans, and that actually strengthens the significance. J. Cole is known for being reserved, rarely engaging in hype-driven commentary. His actions tend to speak louder than words. In hip-hop culture, showing up is a form of respect. It's a silent acknowledgement that the artist on stage is worth your time and attention. Industry observers noted this moment as part of a broader trend. NewJeans attracting listeners and peers beyond the traditional K-pop sphere. Their music, rooted in groove and subtlety rather than heavy drops or high-intensity hooks, aligns more closely with certain hip-hop and R&B sensibilities than many realize. That crossover appeal is what makes moments like this possible. It's also worth noting that festivals like Lollapalooza function as cultural checkpoints. When artists from different backgrounds intersect there, it often signals shifts in the global music landscape. J. Cole's presence at a NewJeans performance fits into that pattern. It reflects a growing permeability between genres and markets. For NewJeans, this isn't just about one artist in the crowd. It's about what that presence represents. Recognition from a figure who has shaped an entirely different corner of the industry. When someone with that level of credibility chooses to watch you perform, even quietly, it adds a layer of validation that doesn't rely on headlines. Because in music, respect isn't always loud, but it's always noticed. Number 1, pop queen energy, Dua Lipa. When Dua Lipa openly engaged with NewJeans in 2023, it wasn't subtle and it wasn't accidental. During interviews and social media interactions, Dua Lipa acknowledged the group directly, and the moment that cemented it for fans came when NewJeans appeared on her podcast, Dua Lipa at Your Service. This isn't a casual platform. The show features carefully selected guests across music, culture, and global influence. From artists to authors and public thinkers, inviting NewJeans place them in a curated lineup that reflects Dua Lipa's own taste and recognition of impact. That matters because Dua Lipa isn't just another pop star, she's one of the defining figures of modern global pop, with multiple Grammy Awards and billions of streams driven by albums like Future Nostalgia. Her brand is built on precision, tight musical direction, strong visual identity, and calculated collaborations. So when she brings NewJeans into her space, it signals alignment, not trend chasing. The conversation itself focused on music, identity, and the group's rapid rise, giving NewJeans a platform to present their narrative directly to a global audience that extends far beyond K-pop. This kind of exposure is fundamentally different from chart success. It's cultural positioning. Beyond the podcast, Dua Lipa has also shown awareness of NewJeans music and presence within the industry ecosystem. Both acts share a commitment to cohesive aesthetics and dance-forward pop, but with restraint. Where Dua Lipa revived disco and funk influences for a new generation, NewJeans tapped into early 2000s R&B and UK garage textures, creating a sonic overlap rooted in groove and clarity rather than excess. Critics have pointed out that this shared minimalism is part of a broader shift in pop, away from maximalist drops and toward rhythm-driven, replayable tracks. That alignment makes Dua Lipa's recognition more than polite acknowledgement. It's peer-level respect across markets. There's also a strategic layer. Dua Lipa operates globally, with strong footholds in Europe, North America, and beyond. By engaging with NewJeans, she indirectly bridges Western mainstream pop with K-pop's new generation, reinforcing the idea that the latter is no longer a separate lane, it's integrated into the same global conversation. Industry analysts often emphasize that true crossover isn't just about charting in multiple countries. It's about being accepted within the same cultural spaces as established global artists. This moment fits that definition precisely. Importantly, nothing about this interaction suggests exaggeration or forced hype. It's documented, public, and grounded in real platforms and appearances. No speculation needed. For NewJeans, being invited, acknowledged, and engaged by someone at Dua Lipa's level represents a milestone that goes beyond fandom. It's institutional recognition within the global pop framework. And when an artist who helped define the sound of late 2010s and early 2020s pop turns her attention to you, it sends a clear message. You're not just rising, you're part of what comes next.